I haven't had an ounce of motivation in months, not just to do productive things that are going to allow me to better myself and achieve my goals, but even to do the things that most people consider to be fun. Haven't wanted to watch TV, haven't wanted to go anywhere, haven't wanted to eat at restaurants, whatever the case may be. And I damn sure haven't felt like getting up early, going to the gym, working, or any of that. And that lack of motivation that everybody complains about is exactly what it is that has allowed me to continue waking up early, going to the gym, working, and doing all other sorts of things that I don't feel like doing. Even wrote a book. You should get that. It's amazing. But back to my point. It is this lack of motivation that has allowed me to do all of these things. Because if everything that I'm doing sucks regardless, if I don't feel like doing anything, if I don't feel like being productive or having fun, why not be productive? And this is the mistake that people make in thinking that they are supposed to feel good while they do everything. That is absolute nonsense. People complain about their depression and how they feel awful and how life seems pointless and they don't enjoy doing anything. But if you don't enjoy doing anything, why not do the things that are going to better yourself? If you hate everything that you have going on anyway, why not do the more difficult thing? It's all going to suck, whether you're watching a movie or building a business. It's going to suck whether you are playing video games or going to the gym. So why not do the thing that will better yourself? It is those negative feelings towards life that will allow you to make the best out of life, because then you're not faced with the option of having fun or being productive. All of it sucks. So you might as well build yourself, because eventually you will stop feeling terrible. And when you stop feeling terrible, then you will have built up a bunch of stuff that you could be proud of and that will make you feel a bunch better than if you have just wasted days, weeks, months, or even years just sleeping in, playing video games, and eating a bunch of nonsense. All bad feelings are temporary. They are all fleeting, much like the weather. It is not going to rain for forever, and you are not going to be sad forever. So while you're sad, do the things that are going to make you feel good when you're not sad. Be productive, build on things. Work on advancing your life and building your bank account and building your body and improving your mindset. And it is also these things that are going to help those bad feelings go away for good, or at least as much for good as they possibly can. It's impossible to feel good forever. But it is the productivity that is going to get rid of the feeling of pointlessness in your life. If you're depressed, it's because you are doing depressing things. It is because you are living a depressing life. It is because you are not doing the things that you are supposed to do. So the more that you do these things, the more that you will stop feeling terrible, because you will start becoming the person that you are supposed to be, and these feelings will go away. This applies to all things, but people use these things that they come up with or that they have that they're dealing with for the dumbest stuff. People feel depressed and they lay in bed all day doing nothing, but they also do not enjoy laying in bed all day. The logic of I hate doing everything, so I'm going to do nothing, even though doing nothing is also something I do not enjoy, is the logic of a stupid person. If you hate doing everything, then do the things that are better for you. Whatever the case may be, whatever bad thing it is that you feel that you are going through, you can make it into a good thing. You can make it into a positive. You can make it into something to build yourself up. People whine about their trauma and their bad life experiences, but whoever is responsible for those bad childhood experiences, assuming it's not you, which it probably is, but that's fine. Let's assume you had a terrible childhood. Say your parents beat you. They have done you a favor, because you can sit there and bring up those old memories. Oh, remember when my parents used to beat me? You know what? That is much worse than going to the gym. So when you don't feel like going to the gym, remember all of the bad stuff that you've been through. Remember getting beaten by your parents or molested by your uncle or whatever other nonsense it is that you are still crying about. Because comparatively, none of the stuff that you need to do that's going to give you the life that you want is as difficult as that. I would imagine that being molested as a child is much more difficult than working when you don't feel like working. I would imagine that getting beaten by your parents every day is much more difficult than going and lifting some weights when you don't feel like lifting weights. The people who have wronged you have given you the gift of context, because now you have a thing to compare all of your experiences to. You have a thing to compare all of the things that you don't feel like doing to. It is much easier to get out of bed in the morning than it is to deal with getting your heart broken. It is much easier to work on some project that's going to make you some money than it is to be abandoned when you were young, or live in the foster home, or whatever other nonsense it is. Take whatever experience it is that you have had and compare them to now. And that will give you, again, the context of knowing that what you have going on now is not actually that difficult. It is not that bad. So if you can survive all of this other difficult stuff, then you can survive doing what it is that you need to do now. And these are the things that are going to put you in a position where you aren't even focused on your past anymore. Because if you had a good present, why would you care about your past? You're only dwelling on things that's happening, that have happened, because you have nothing happening right now. But when you replace all of this current nothingness with positivity and growth and building, then all of that other stuff doesn't seem so bad anymore. People talk about their quote-unquote insomnia, which I am fully under the belief that that is entirely a choice. But let's say you do have insomnia. Instead of laying awake in bed all night like a dumbass, being mad that you can't go to sleep and being upset that you're going to be tired the next day, go do some push-ups, go to the gym, go do some work, go read a book, do something that's going to enhance your life experiences. You can't go to sleep anyway, so why lay there and be mad about it? Those are the actions of an idiot, and idiots never get to where it is that they would like to go because they are too stupid to identify and follow the path. If you do have insomnia, then God has given you extra time, because what does everybody say? I am too busy to do a thing. But if you have a whole entire 8 hours, or 4 of the 8 hours, however long it is that you can't sleep, you have bonus time that everyone else does not have, when you can figure out a way to do all of these things. And you can get much farther ahead than you would if you were just laying there being mad about not going to sleep, or popping some pills, or drinking, or smoking some weed, or whatever other nonsense it is that people do to cope with what is not a problem. Things are only problems if you decide to call them problems. And that is where everyone messes up, is they call all of these things problems rather than figuring out how it is that they can work for them. If you have anxiety, great, amazing. Rather than just trying to pop pills and make the feeling go away, then listen to what your anxiety is telling you and then go work on that area. And then you won't have anxiety about that thing anymore. So there's a little indicator in your brain saying, hey, level up in this area of life, level up this skill set. You could do this better. You could do that better. Whatever the case would be, this is a little roadmap. It's like if you play video games, the little character creation sliders thingies where you got like your attributes or whatever. I haven't played a video game mad long. I don't know how they work right now. But I'm assuming that it's still similar to that, or at least once upon a time it was. But these are little indicators saying, hey, bring up these things. That is exactly what your anxiety is. It is not something to complain about. It is something to use. All of these things are something to use, because at the end of the day, you do not need to feel good in order to get anything done. Weight weighs what weight weighs, whether you were sad or happy while you were lifting it. So go lift it. Go get it done. And once you put yourself into a better situation, you will understand that anything can be used to your advantage, and none of these things that were once problems will seem like they are still problems anymore, because you will have solved them rather than whining about them like everybody else does. So whatever it is that you are going through, figure out, how can I use this to my benefit? There is always an answer to that. Just like I said in the very beginning, I was motivated to do absolutely nothing fun, nothing productive, so I did productive things because I didn't want to do any of it anyway. If I'm sad or unhappy or whatever the case may be while I'm doing all things, why would I not do things that are a net positive? Why would I waste time if I'm just as unhappy wasting time as using the time productively, which is what stupid people do? Once again, I am not a stupid person. So next time you are going through things, you are feeling some sort of way, ask yourself, am I a stupid person?